All right, there we go. What's up, chat? How y'all doing? Thank you for joining us live here. Just waiting on Aura to come through, and gonna have another special guest co-host for tonight. So tonight we're gonna be going over the rest of the filings in the Reckless Ben case. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Rachel Linder in chat? How you doing? Gonna wait for some more people to come through, but yeah, we're gonna go over the rest of the legal filings. We're gonna go over a couple things tonight. Um, should be going about 2 hours tonight. Should be fun times. All right, we got our special guest here. What's up, Relic? How are you doing?
What's up? I'm doing all
Welcome
right.
back. Good, good. It's good to hear. So, probably tonight, the plan for tonight is we're going to go over the last of the bit of the initial filings in Ben's lawsuit, and a couple other things. We're gonna look into a little bit more of the McNeffs. You know, the background between the McNeffs and Papa McNeff.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Awesome.
So that should be
Big
fun
Papa.
times. Yeah, Big Papa McNeff. You know, the boss of the McNeff family, or as some people have called the McNeff quote unquote crime family.
Yeah. The McDouches.
Yep. So
Yeah.
we're gonna be going over that. Gonna go over. I got sent a pretty interesting video, and but when we get to that, I'll leave it to chat to see if that's something we go over that I thought was pretty interesting. Somebody sent me a video of you know a um, a channel called Latter Daily Saints and all those in favor. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Oh, yeah. They did a stream with Reckless Ben, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 So
Like I already seen. It's pretty much like well, if we're gonna go through, like I'll kind of like lay it down. It's just pretty much saying like there's no Mormon mafia.
mhm.
And Reckless Ben's like, yeah, I agree with that. And Reckless Ben just saying, I just like one great thing is that the Mormon community will come out and hold these guys accountable.
Yeah,
And they just lay it out like it was before like speculations and all this stuff started really
mhm.
increasing, and they just lay it out like, oh yeah, we expect to have backlash because anytime you mention any religion, there's always gonna be like the people who are like die hard hate that religion, and then like put put focus on places where it kind of takes away from the story. Like I had a guy once in the chat. I was in somebody else's stream in the chat just saying hello or whatever, and
Mhm.
then somebody's like, "Oh, but what do you think about the Mormon cult?" I'm like, "Hey man, like I'm part of that church. I'm not like I don't
Yeah,
think
you're not a
there's a
cult member. Yeah,
yeah, I don't think there's this giant conspiracy or whatever." And then he was like laying out a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, "Yeah, but how does that have to deal with Lego and
yeah,
the Brian Mansell situation?" And then it just ended up being like, oh, you're just hopeless and can't save you or whatever. And I'm like, and that's the problem. It's like we need to keep bringing whatever your thoughts are. We need to keep bringing it back to Brian Mansell and Reckless Ben.
yeah. Their
You
situation.
know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That should take precedence, and what the interesting thing is, when it comes to stuff like that, obviously, look, there's always going to be um bad apples, as they say, and but the thing is, you
Hmm.
can't ascribe that to you just can't like blanket, you know ascribe
Yeah.
that
Paint one brush
to
over
others.
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really fair to do so. And that's what I think too, like even looking at all this stuff, I mean, oh, here we go. Aura has joined the stream. What's up, Aura?
What's going
Aura,
on?
what's
Yo,
going
Relic.
on?
Welcome.
What's going on?
Just chilling.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't
so
I didn't even expect to come on here today. When you sent me the message, I just thought you were telling me like the times that you guys like to stream. I'm like, oh shoot, yeah, I'll be in the chat. I'll definitely watch, dude.
yeah, you're welcome to come on anytime, brother. It
But
was a
yeah,
good
thank
time
you.
last time. So but I
Hmm.
thought, it'd be fun to discuss some of this stuff because
Yeah, we just can't leak the chat after the stream, you know?
Yeah, we know.
exactly.
Yeah, we know. The
So
headquarters.
yeah, but
Um,
like I was saying before you got here, Aura, but yeah, it's not fair yet to because obviously there's going to be good people that are get caught in the crossfire. Just like with
Yeah.
the franchisees, right? The franchisees that are just trying to run an
Yeah.
honest business that had no idea that corporate was gonna do the things that they did, or you know what I mean, and they just want to be left
No, yeah,
out of it completely.
and it's fair to speculate and investigate. That's not a problem. It's more of like you're just automatically like assuming this is 100% what's happening, but then you're not bringing the focus back to the real story. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you get situations like people, you know, we made a video some time back about a store that unfortunately had gotten broken into and robbed over this whole thing, this whole
Yeah.
debacle. And it's just like, you know, there's going to be like, unfortunately, there's going to be collateral damage like that, even though I'm not obviously not advocating for that. I condemn that completely because that's not something people should be doing. But it's unfortunately when
Doesn't
stuff
help
like this
anything.
happens, yeah, it's just some people, they just don't know how to react, and they lash out and they do stuff like that. You know,
Well,
keep
yeah.
the
Well, I get it.
focus.
You know, you got
Yeah.
people that are like, you know, fuck big corpo. You know, so that it's gonna
Yeah.
sit, but you're not. You're hurting other people. You know, like
Well, I was
go
also
ahead.
surprised with how many people don't understand what a franchise is.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
after all this, they're like, "Yeah, but you own the store. How can they be involved?" I'm like, no, "This isn't like your own brand." Like,
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
so it was really interesting having to either explain that, or just seeing people like not really understand the relationship what corporate and franchise means. Like,
Yeah,
it was
no,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah, because I'm sure there's a lot of new territory for some people because I don't think
Yeah.
a situation like this has ever happened. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna have a lot of opinions you're gonna have a lot of hats in the ring with like very little experience in the matter, I would say. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, to summarize and make a long story short, let's hold the people that are actually at the top. You know, the people that actually have decision making abilities that led to this, and poor decision making abilities that led to this. Let's hold them. Let's hold their feet to the fire. You know what I mean,
Yes,
and
sir.
see if we could get accountability for them. So,
Yeah.
could you
um,
imagine, John? Could you imagine like disgruntled like employees are like, you know, like fuck my boss, it's time, you know, and they just like, you know, they just go after their manager. He's like, he's a piece
yeah.
of shit. Like, could you imagine?
But you know, it reminds me of the
Gilbert?
and this is my Gilbert. Yeah, it reminds me of Gilbert, but it also it also reminds me of the Attitude Era in wrestling. Remember the whole Stone Cold Steve Austin storyline with Vince McMahon, and why it
Yeah.
resonated so much with people around that time period was because it was like, you know, that storyline where you have the the blue collar representative guy, that being Stone Cold, you know what I mean, and
Yeah,
he
the
gets to go
everyman.
against the corporate, the
Yeah.
everyman gets to go against the evil corporate boss, and it was fantastic. It was such a fun storyline in professional wrestling.
That's a good
That
comparison, John.
Well, it's
Yeah.
something that everybody could relate to, and that's
And
why
we also got to see Vince McMahon all shredded and stuff.
Yeah.
We're like, what? He actually lives this lifestyle, man. That's
It's
crazy.
like, oh dang, Vince is jacked. Yeah, we got to see all that too. But that's the thing. The reason why that story was so good was because it hadn't really been done in that particular fashion. I mean, you could say it had kind of already started to be done in WCW with Eric Bischoff, but it got taken to a whole another level with Vince McMahon because Vince actually owned the company. So it was completely different the way they did it. And Vince as a talent, you know, his whole, you're fired, you know, all that.
I always like I never followed it super intensely, but always wondered what a movie would be like if Vince McMahon directed it. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Oh,
it must be
man.
the most entertaining, awesome slop we'll ever see. But like,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It'd probably be terrible. Well,
just
you know,
like just 30 different storylines happening at the same time. Like,
that movie that Hogan made in the 80s called No Holds Barred, that was one of the movies that was like, you know, Vince was heavily involved with, you know, in that particular movie, and it was awful. But it's one of those movies that it's bad in a good way. You know, it's so funny because it's so terrible. So but he had like a lot of involvement in that. But I think after that, I think Vince realized it's like, you know, maybe I should limit my involvement with movies.
I'm not sure if he realized. I think he got slightly sober, and then he's like, "Oh shoot, I did that.
Yeah.
That's crazy."
It's like that was pretty terrible. So
Yeah.
I wanted I wanted to go over this real quick at the top of
Mm.
the stream. So the barbecue counselor here on X, good account to follow. He's always posting some stuff. He always gets access to stuff. But he posted this today that I thought was pretty interesting. So it says reckless Ben's criminal case in Utah has a hearing July 1st. The court has granted ABC's request for media coverage, so the hearing may be televised. And this is what he shared here. You can see the request and order for electronic media coverage of court proceedings. So date and time request submitted was on the 12th. Who the person is, the assignment desk. This is probably, it looks like it's probably a local news affiliate because of the ABC4 here.
Right.
So it looks like it's going to be covered. At the very least, I don't know if it's going to be live coverage, but
Oh, you mean like televised? You're
it could be. It could
Well,
be. It
I
could
don't
end
know
up
if you
being-
guys noticed. There's more news outlets covering, because there's always like uncovered theft stories all the time, and they just kind of cherry pick the most popular ones, right?
Yep.
And there's been more theft stories coming out that's unrelated to bricks and minifigs,
Yeah,
of
I've
like
seen
them, they finding like this underground Lego ring or this storage unit of like stolen Lego, and you're seeing more in different news outlets in other states, but they're not talking about the reckless Ben situation, but it's obvious that they're putting it on the news because of what's going on YouTube,
Oh, for sure.
on the internet.
For sure, bring
Yeah.
attention to it. Well, if you think about it, and this is something we've discussed on prior streams too, it's just like it's crazy how Legos have become such a hot commodity. Like they've become almost like investing in Legos is almost like investing in stocks. It's like it's taken the same kind of life on that people have done with like getting boxes of Magic the Gathering cards and like Pokemon cards and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the thing was that like especially it's different now because Lego kind of caught on, and they used to do like exclusive figures way more spread out, but now they just kind of release whatever they want to release, right? But like people made like it was easier to track because they are connected to IPs and movies, right? So if the next Star Wars movie was gonna do bad, you knew not to buy that set.
Right.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But I had a customer who made like 40 grand a month selling Lego.
That's
Oh,
wild.
Like
yeah.
holding
No.
yeah,
I
like
believe it.
he had
Yeah.
like
Do you
two
guys
storage
want
units
to
and
know
all
a
that,
fun
yeah.
fact? Since we're talking about collectibles, do you know what's a really hot commodity, especially here in Florida, that I never knew?
Water?
Model cars. Model cars.
Oh yeah. I had so one of the customers that came to help me clean the store, her husband didn't care about Lego at all, but he loved like die cast model cars, all this like stuff that's like way more expensive.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
it was like it's like the high end of Warhammer kind of thing.
Yeah, dude. No, they're
Yeah.
crazy. They have tons of festivals for that over here. I never knew about.
Oh,
But-
and like they are hardcore fans. Like they'll hurt you.
You know, they
If
make
you mess
livings
with
off
their
of these
model
things.
cars, dude. Yeah, they
Yeah.
like they treat it like it's like a religion. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a wild thing, man. It's just like toys, man. That's what I'm saying, man. It gets
Well,
crazy.
The funny thing is about that. I'm sorry. I'd like to add more
No, you could, you could.
more to that story. It's a lot of car companies, especially high-end car companies today, if you buy a brand new car like a Lamborghini or something, they will make a model car exactly to the specs of your car and send it with you on the when you buy it.
That's
so,
cool.
Like, show up at your house later. And so Ford and stuff used to do that back in the day when you brought a brand new car. So there's a lot of like one of one model cars. You know what
That's
I mean?
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so we see here. Yeah, I love stuff like that. And that's the thing. That's the collector market, right? Is people always, getting the unique stuff. But going back to this for just a second, as you can see, the request is granted, so it looks like it's going to be televised in some capacity. The other little bit of house cleaning here that I wanted to do before we get on to the main stuff was this right here. I thought was interesting that was shared by the Punk King, another account on here that has been kind of trying to update as best they can. So I don't know who
He's not
guy
my
is.
He's not my biggest fan.
Oh, this
Uh-oh.
loose guy.
Yeah.
The Punk King or
no, the
loose
loose guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. I just know he said on Loose's stream he knows that there is now an attorney for the defense listed in a civil suit against Reckless Ben and Brian Mentz.
Yeah.
So it's not clear. Go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. Just a little background on Luce. He's I think no longer practicing, I believe, but he is a lawyer, and he does have like his own collectible shop that he sells like minifigs and like Pokemon cards and stuff like that. I like his content. But he didn't like the fact that I said that's gay in when I talked about Disney. But like I get it.
That's all it took.
Whatever. But that's all it took. But I'm not gonna hate him. I think his content is still good, regardless if he likes me or not. Like
Yeah.
It happens.
You know, some people,
It happens.
it's just like it's exactly. It's whatever. It's nothing to. But it says it's not clear if this is Ben's attorney or not, especially because it's the same one on the Gorman's request to intervene, and they're talking about this Sarah Spencer, who's on the who's representing, I guess, the Gormans, and then he can. The barbecue counselor comes through and says, I just checked the court docket, and Sarah Spencer is listed as representing those 1 through 14, not Ben. So apparently representing Ben's friends, looks like. So that's going to be interesting. So I just wanted to put that out there for people.
Good shit.
But yeah, hopefully.
Man, what happened to the sound? I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Oh man.
You can't hear us?
Let me see if something effed up on my end.
Yeah, you're going to have to check your settings.
Sorry if I interrupted the stream real quick.
So somebody in chat says, Luce said he'd gladly talk to you, Last Relic.
Okay.
Oh, word. When he gets the audio back and tell me.
Okay, cool. He's never missed me. I got the audio back. I don't know how.
Yeah.
But okay, cool. Like I said, like, feel free to reach out. I was in his chat once. I didn't want to like interrupt the stream, and it was my birthday at the time. I was getting the kids all ready. I was getting the kids ready and getting hated on his stream at the same time. My birthday. But if he reaches out to me, I would love to talk to him. Like,
yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, make peace with him. Just be like, hey, man.
Oh no, like I don't think there's any.
No, I know.
He was surprised that I doubled down, that I didn't apologize. I'm like, I'm not gonna apologize. Like I said on another stream, I'm like, I don't care what you do with your butthole. Like when I say that's gay, like it's like that's retarded. Like that's you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, it shouldn't. But some people, they just want to be, they always want to be offended by stuff. So it is what it is. I mean, people have their. See, the thing is, I believe that people have the right to feel offended by stuff, just like people have the right to offend. So
yeah, and I'm usually respectful. I ask you guys like, oh, what should I refrain from saying on your stream? Like I don't know what you go for, family friendly or whatever. So
no, I mean this is
stuff like that.
Yeah, we don't look at our channel as a. I mean,
no, it's just like any stream I go on, anybody's channel I go on, I want to make sure that I'm respectful to their channel.
No, I got you. Yeah, we're pretty easy going here, so it's whatever. I mean, we're not trying to be like super, super edgelord or anything like that. But we're just kind of like we're super casual about stuff, man. We don't get like wound up about stuff that is honestly, in our opinion, is not all that significant. So the way people talk is one thing. So, but it's just like, if somebody came on here and purposely tried to say stuff to get our channel like demonetized, I mean, I think that's a little bit different because then that's like kind of like them being malicious, right?
They didn't have good intentions to come on.
Yeah. So I mean, and I've seen that happen to other people before too, and it's just like, but if it's just like, hey, we're gonna shoot the shit and talk, and it's whatever. I mean, anything can be said, just as long as it's not, as long as it's not weird.
Within reason.
I always say like it's gotta come from the heart, like without bad intention.
Yeah,
like it's also like I speak over 3 languages, right? And I'm only fluent in 3. That's why I say I speak over 3 languages, and it's all about the tone. Yeah, it's not about the actual words you say. Like it's the meaning behind it.
Oh yes, the intention, like you said. Yeah. So, yeah, that's why I don't get hung up on stuff like that. But we'll go ahead and get into it here. This is some of the. I don't know if you've seen the previous streams, but we had in the last one we were like scrolling through because a lot of it was just. It was just transcripts of Ben's video, and then we got to the stuff where the exhibits where they were showing basically some of the some of the stuff that they attribute to Ben. This is Ben's fault. Look at all this stuff, and I think we're a little bit past this, but you see here, it's just like, I guess this is from Reddit. Can we talk about $200,000 collection that bricks and minifigs, and then, highlighting what this person said. My kids saw the video on YouTube, said they don't want to shop the evil company anymore after seeing that. Pretty bad PR for them. I feel bad for the innocent franchisees. And then you see, well, if you watch the video, the CEO is in is in on it, if not the mastermind. So not sure how much other franchises are innocent. Which again, that's people are going to have that opinion, but obviously you can't describe it all to other franchises. But then you think the CEO put this in his strategy update to the stores. He is screwing an entire brand. Other franchise owners should be suing him too, at least based on current, and it's kind of cut off there. But yeah, no, I mean, that's there's some things here that I think people would agree with and probably disagree with, because there's going to be people that obviously have that mindset, like, nah, just screw them all, right? Including the franchisees. But then we have, like I said, there's some people that at least have some rational take on it, where they're just like, okay, hey, listen.
John, there's some people that are out there. Remember the guy who drove up to Chick-fil-A for no reason after work, demanded a free water, and then lectured the worker that she works for like an evil company and shit? You remember that? People will do shit like that for no reason. Like,
yeah, that was some years back.
It's like, well, they think like a regular employee is gonna make some giant difference.
Yeah,
it's like, why didn't you go after the CEO or something? Like, you're going after.
I stood up to the Chick-fil-A, and there's like just some regular worker from like a 9 to 5,
and they're probably in high school or something. They're like, what?
For real.
It's like, sir, this is my second day on the job.
Yeah, she's like, I just work here, sir. Like,
I just want to buy some Nikes.
So
I didn't sign up for this.
Some people just have weird, and that was a grown man that did that. He lost his job. Oh well, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's what makes it worse, right? When it's like people that you would hope at least are of an age to know better.
Some people that have supposed to have wisdom,
Yeah,
it's almost like they've been bottling up a bunch of anger, and then all of a sudden they find some excuse to let it all out, whether it's rational or not.
I kind of think a lot of days it's like performative sometimes too. Like, I want to be the guy. I want to be the first one to do it.
Yeah.
But,
or they want like some fame.
Second day on the job.
Oh yeah, this is pretty funny. Second day on the job, kind of like those AFPD cops as well. Yeah. Oh, dude, did you see that there was who was it? Clearly Established found the training records for some of them, and it was saying like these guys are like not trained in like basic civil rights stuff, and it was like 9 officers that he looked at their training records and was like, these guys ain't trained in like basic civil rights. And I'm just like, you know what? It's kind of not surprising, especially after you see the body cam footage.
Well, also, we know that almost like most police departments in the U.S., it's all almost made up of brand new guys because of all the political movements that have been going on in the past like 6 years. We're like condemning the police and stuff. A lot of people retired, and it was really hard, especially in the West Coast, like California, Washington, Oregon, like to get people to sign up to be a police officer, to get that job. Like, if you see Ben's first interaction with a police officer in Oregon, it was like a greenie. It was like it was his first day on the job, and then he's like gonna start the investigation, and then the senior officer came, whispered in his ear, and was like, hold up, let's stop this right now, and then let's see what else we can do.
It does explain a lot, because like a lot of them didn't even know the law. They didn't know what was illegal or not. What is it? The one guy's like, oh, it hurts Josh's feelings.
They didn't even know what to charge with. And like what's crazy is like the guy that arrests Sheldon, right, Ben's friend, that got arrested for putting up the sign. He's like a senior officer, and he's like talking with the other officer, like, and he's running things by him to like charge him with, and and it's a younger officer, and he's like, like he's even not sure, like, are you sure? Like, I don't know if we could even, like, he's like hesitant.
Basically, he was saying Josh's hurt feelings aren't illegal. Like it's nothing to arrest or do anything about, really. But
there's always been problems with the police and bias. Like, I really like I've always been into the like supercar scene, and even back in the day, still happens today. Like if you have a loud car or a loud looking car, then the police just follow you and try to find a way to stop you, whether it's for window tint. If they can't find anything like reasoning to stop you, they'll mention like the tint on your window is way too dark or something, some BS. And you see it all the time. They just pull cars over for no reason, and that's it. And that's how a lot of YouTube car tubers became famous. Like they spotted the police stopping this really like $1 million car or something. But you can't do that no more because back in the day, YouTube was a different time. But yeah, cops just if they feel like it, unfortunately, a lot of them will just stop you, pull you over, or say something for no reason.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but yeah, I see people are mentioning in the chat like the AFPD music video. I guess I hadn't seen it yet, but maybe we can check that out.
The anime one. Oh no, there was like an AI one. It's actually really funny.
Yeah.
It's like they do like a hick redneck type thing. It's actually pretty funny.
It's kind of fun. Yeah, it's kind of catchy.
Let me see if I could find that because I'd heard people talking about that.
I'll send it to you.
I got it.
Yes, send it to me.
When I did the interview of my old employee, in the chat they said like we got to get Afro Man on this. Get some lemon pound cake songs going.
Afro Man, wow, that's a name I haven't
That's
heard
a
in like
throwback.
Did you
20
not?
years.
Did you not see his case of like when the police department raided his house and then like his most famous song was Lemon Pound Cake because like he has cameras all over his house and the officer stopped and looked at the pound cake and he's like kind of a fat officer and he's like, huh. And so then he made a whole song about that officer like pound cake. Like dude, you gotta watch the videos, man. It's awesome.
I gotta see that. Yeah, I didn't know
His
anything
music
about
is
that.
great. Yeah, dude, it's awesome. He won in court. It was awesome. Like he had a full on America flag, like just suit with glasses, dyed his afro hella black and everything, and he was really really good when they were questioning him in court and everything. Like he stood up for freedom of speech and all that, and it was awesome. Yeah.
Oh man,
It's on the internet, man. It's on YouTube. You'll find it.
I'm gonna have to check it out because that like I said, that's the name I haven't heard in years. I know that he had been brought up again recently. I didn't know that that's what it was about. So
I sent you the thing, John.
Oh, you sent it? All right.
Yeah, I think Valtet might have sent you something.
You'll be addicted to his music for like a week when you hear it. It's awesome.
Where'd you send it, Aura?
Twitter.
Okay.
Ugh, Twitter. I have to
Yeah,
check it.
I
I
know.
haven't checked it in a few days.
You're not really
I
missing
feel
much
you,
right
man.
now.
I feel you. I feel you.
I just check it for the messages.
Good shit.
Okay.
I just found out there's a spam on Instagram, and like I had all these messages from a ton of different people, and I was like, "Oh shoot, my bad," because I was trying to catch up to the messages I already had, and then I was like, "What's this spam?" And it's just like people messaging me in the last month. I'm like, "Oh, word?"
Sheesh.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's still worth using at least, even if it's just a message. That's what we mostly. I mean, more than anything, I think that's what we use it for. Is just to like hit up each other, and meme and stuff. So,
Yeah.
oh, here it is. Okay, I found it. I haven't seen this. Yeah, I'd heard about it though. Yeah.
Already?
This is it, right? Is this
Let's
it?
go. That's it.
Yep.
All right, hold on. I gotta play this. Let me see.
Welcome to American Fork.
Oh God. Oh, he's got.
A real good time.
What?
Red light. The dash cam disagrees, but that's fine. Little different here. We take care of.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, everyone's
No.
favorite.
Oh,
No
look at
serious.
this. He's got the washboard. They're doing the washboard.
Yeah.
The bluegrass band.
Solid.
Maybe you should just go home.
Like a movie.
He doesn't know.
You want to serve some court documents. Our buddy doesn't want them, no. We told him he can just refuse. It's not the law, but he won't know. Your eyes are looking mighty glossy. Our friend here says you're dealing drugs. We searched your car for 3 whole hours and only only found a couple shrugs. We do things a little different here. We take care of our own.
Why isn't he barefoot? He should be barefoot.
With a friend of ours, maybe you should just go home.
Look, why,
Go
why did it
on,
look like
John. You're
Dr.
feeling
Phil?
it. I know you are. Yeah,
Why
you
did
know
it
it,
look like
John.
Dr. Phil? It's
You need to
Dr.
make that your ringtone.
It's like
Come
Dr.
on, chat. If we hit a goal, John will make that his ringtone for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe during the fundraiser stream we'll do that.
Okay.
Oh no.
Officer Tonga. The sign.
Our buddy owns your Airbnb. We go out hydroing now and then. He says he heard you mention Lego, and that's enough to search your den. Did the search in 90 seconds.
Oh no.
Didn't find a single brick, but everyone inside got cuffed. Our buddy's tip did just the trick. We do things a little different here. We take care of our own. Got a problem with a friend of ours. Maybe you should just go home. Our body cam was
Fucking
on
Josh.
the whole time.
He's got a
We take
mustache.
transparency to heart, then accidentally release the real one. Oops, we missed the redacted part. Welcome to American Fork. We'd
So
love
funny.
for you to visit. Leave your cameras at the door and your Lego at home.
Oh my gosh. So ridiculous. Look at this. What?
They stole the fucking Starship. They stole the fucking Legos. You stole the Legos.
Wow.
Solid.
Okay. All right.
This was a smile on my face, man. I'm just like,
That's
this
good.
is, like,
That
this is a nice ride.
Really good work.
was funny. That was good stuff. Oh, thank you so much, GRB Chase for the two. Never let go. Skybrows on YouTube. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I'll more of their stuff. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. That was pretty clever there. The AI the AI always cracks me up when it's like when it does the thing where it doesn't actually, it's not rendering the actual person's face and it's completely somebody else. That always
Yeah.
Right.
like, and the fact that Josh had shoes the whole time, it's just like, that's not true to life.
Yeah.
That's not true to life. He's got to be barefoot. But it's funny. It was good
Yeah.
stuff. Good stuff. Thank you for that, chat. Thank you. I enjoyed that. All right, well, let's get through the rest of this a little bit here, and then we'll get on to the next thing here. All right, so here we have. Can we talk about the $200,000 collection? So this is all part of that same Reddit. It got deep quick. Have you watched the second part? I can't wait for the third now. The corruption angle on this went through the roof. Yep, it's ridiculous. Only person I've ever given money to on Patreon because the story is so wild. I doubt there will be any repercussions for those corrupt animals, but at least some exposure will help. I mean,
That's why they
always a
went after his
possibility.
Patreon. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's always that possibility, right? And because we got to be honest with ourselves, right? There is a possibility that there won't be any repercussions, maybe legally, or in court for the corporation. That is entirely possible, but I still think there's at least going to be some degree of legal repercussions just because of all the bad PR.
I was going to say,
they're definitely
yeah.
going to lose business. They're definitely going to
Yeah.
lose business for sure, and this is going to hurt their brand for years.
I think
and
they're
years to come.
losing. They're losing business and money right now. I think
Oh, for
currently.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah, well,
absolutely.
like the Lego community, they use YouTube to kind of figure out like where the I guess like if you're slightly lazier, like where the next sets are gonna retire, and then every customer I had, they always had some favorite YouTuber
Right.
that they like to watch. So it like the Lego community is very intertwined to what's going on the internet. So there's gonna be a big drop.
Yeah. I think some people are already talking about it right now, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the collector side of things. There's obviously the families that are different. Like they probably aren't watching YouTube a whole lot. It's just Lego toy kids. That's like their whole thinking, like thought process throughout.
Well, yeah. Remember we talked about it yesterday, though. Too the reason why the story resonates with people, right, is it goes beyond just the Legos. Even if it's just stories, a story that anybody can get behind. Corporate bullies and corrupt police and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the good thing is that, like, from what I hear, and I don't know because I'm not over there, but a friend of mine just flew out to Utah to visit family, and he said that like everybody knows about the story over there because of the American Fork Police Department thing, and as he said, it seems like everybody's pissed.
Wow.
Against the American Fork Police Department and BAM.
Well, I wanted to ask you something, Relic, about because I'm trying to remember. I know we talked a little bit about consignments and stuff yesterday. I know that you never did any with when you had the store, but I was wondering if so remember that BAM was arguing that they never authorized the consignment, right? Is that something that's supposed to happen? Are they supposed to authorize it, or is it something that they leave up to the stores? Because and this is why, like, also I kind of want to see the franchise agreement, because I'm not sure that that's entirely been clear as to whether or not there needs to be some pre-approval, or if it's up to the discretion of the franchise owners.
Yeah, well, like if there's something related to consignment and BAM has paperwork for it, then we would just print it. But again, I never did it. So I'm actually, while we do the stream, I'm going to go look over the franchise agreement because I still have it, obviously. And I'll see on the part if there is a part that says consignment. But I also want to know, because I don't know if they changed the franchise agreement in between the time, because I own my store longer than Crystal did, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know her situation, because I keep hearing like, oh no, she printed it out from the POS system, and I don't remember my POS system even having a consignment section. But on that amount, I would usually so we used Slack to communicate, right? You guys are familiar with Slack?
Yeah, I am familiar with Slack.
Okay. So we, like, all the owners and sometimes like just managers that I guess were in a corporate location, we could communicate with each other. And if something wasn't selling, you can put out what you have in your inventory or certain sets that you have that you need to move it out of your store, and seeing if you could do trades with some other store if you wanted to. And then you guys would coordinate on that. And then you could figure out the shipping and all that stuff. But so with something that big, and I think she did put it on the news, like $200,000 consignment collection, or she put it out on social media. So like BAM would be informed even through just the social media that there's at least one store with a $200,000 consignment agreement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we also remember, and that was one of the other big points of contention. We're repeating this for anybody who missed yesterday's stream, because we did briefly talk about this. Because remember when CoffeeZilla was talking with them, and he showed them, you guys have the inventory. Like, it's right here in y'all's like Dropbox, in your corporate Dropbox. It's been here the entire time. Yeah, and he was just like, "Oh, I'm not aware of that." He's like, "But it's right here."
You had to have known. Yeah, you had to have seen it.
Yeah, it's just like, how did you? So. Which I think made Eamon look even worse, because it's just like he showed him this, like, it's been here the entire time, and it's just like more or less being like, "Yo, how did you miss this, bro?" It's been.
You kidding me, John? I could smell his sweat that instant. Are you kidding me? Like, that man was fucking in panic mode immediately. Like, oh. He's buffering, John. He was buffering. Yeah, hell yeah.
And then that whole thing happened where he just got completely tripped up. And that's why, like, when we were watching it live, that's why That's why I was laughing so much because I was like, "Oh, why did they do this?" I was like, "Why?" I was like, "This was such a mistake. They should have just stayed quiet and just handled everything in court." I'm like, "This is so bad because this is 100% going to be used by whoever represents Ben." You know what I mean? Not only that, they're probably going to ask for the raw footage as well because since Coffee put out the video, they're probably going to ask Coffee for the raw footage. So
I wonder
it's
if
like,
they knew he spoke to Josh too, because he also contradicted them. Now that we're just on the subject, real quick, I'm just curious about that. Thinking about how I think Relic was saying he thinks that that Josh and Brandon might lie to Eamon and them, and I'm like, I could see that.
Yeah,
oh,
I
yeah, I
feel
could
like-
100% see that. Especially
Like,
considering.
well,
all
just
the
based
things
off the
that come out.
pictures that were sent to corporate, that Brandon sent to corporate, but they're all different angles from the
Yeah.
ones that Crystal took. But what is also weird is why isn't anybody looking at the cameras? Because
Yes.
you can see Brandon, like you can just take a look at the cameras and see where Brandon is taking pictures. And usually there's more than one angle or more than one camera at each store, so that you could see all angles of the store.
Yeah.
So I think it would be better to just see the camera footage instead of just these pictures. But if that's all corporate requested, which is also kind of, I wouldn't say it's dumb, but it's like you could have requested more. They could have like shut down the cameras too and like filled up a U-Haul and left.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
I think so.
and because I like when I had to send sets to the Eugene, Oregon store, we weren't talking to corporate. We just talked to Brandon only,
Mhm.
not even Josh. He just would call, be like, send it, and here's the address you send it to. Here's the budget for shipping, and that's it. And and then we would just take the sets to like FedEx or UPS or wherever it was.
See, and you telling me that just kind of, for me, at least, reaffirms, the theory I have, which is, the whole thing, getting the U-Haul that night, specifically for that store, regardless of what they say about, oh, well, there was this other store. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that there was another storage unit that they were using that for. And just the time frame and the stuff that people were able to confirm in terms of when it was actually returned.
Yeah.
And it more corroborates the idea that, yeah, they used it for that store, right? And the fact that, again, Matt McNeff was caught with his pants down when he was talking to CoffeeZilla. Like, I don't have that on my inventory list. And I'm like, well, of course you wouldn't have it because Brandon probably had already taken it. You know what I mean? And only submitted stuff on the inventory list that he hadn't taken. You know what I mean?
The inventory list is on a Google Doc, which they all remember. They claimed that the other Google Doc of the inventory list that I guess Crystal created, they never saw it for 2 years, right? So how many times has it been manipulated?
Yeah, exactly.
That's another question. Like what's funny in the POS system, there isn't a section for layaway, from what I remember. Like I never did layaways, I never did consignments. So first, the amount of layaways that's claimed to have is insane.
Yeah.
And it looked like there was no agreements with customers about layaway. It's just like word of mouth. Like, okay, we're going to put like a sticky note, your name on this set. And if you don't pay by next month, it's off layaway and we'll give you your money back. Which is also, like, how's that sustainable as a business? Like, if somebody puts like $100 down on layaway and they don't come back to claim or pay for the next month, then at least a percentage the store would keep, because that means you kept it off the shelf for that person and they decided not to buy it. So
you lost out on business.
Yeah, so the business needs to be compensated by some.
Yeah.
Like,
no, you're correct, because I work at a shop that does deal with layaway, and it's like they want layaways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it shows circulation, and then it'll give you projections later for sales, because it counts as a sale when it gets picked up. So it makes the store look like it just made a massive sale on something that was stupid expensive. But usually the way that it works at my place is you have to drop 10% of total cost at least.
Yeah, like a down payment, right?
Yeah, 10%. And if you miss out, basically the store will keep the money if you don't have at least 35% of total income paid on it. Then you lose everything. You get no refund. You get nothing. But
which makes sense.
And if you have at least 35% paid over, you get store credit. You don't get cash.
Yeah,
So
and just so the audience knows, this is all speculation, but like it just seemed like very bad business practices.
that's what it
I
seems like,
didn't
yeah.
see all the numbers and how they did things, but from what I've seen in the videos and how it's been explained, it doesn't sound. It sounds like they were very nice to the community, which is great, I
Yes.
guess.
Mhm.
But
That
that's
doesn't
not
always
how
pay the
you.
bills, though. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not how you increase your business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's that. Yeah. I
Because
think
I don't
so
know how
too.
their layaway works. I don't know what percentages you have to pay because after every month you have to pay at least 15%, and you have like a deadline. So I don't know if they ever had a
Yeah.
deadline or they held it on layaway for like a year, with like micro payments or some
Yeah,
shit. I don't know how it works.
and some of those layaways, like there's interest payments, so I don't know like what kind of practices there were. Like it's almost like having a loan on it, and I don't agree with that, but there's some people that do that. So
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons I've always thought layaway was really like
A scam.
dirty in a way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I was just like, if I have the money, I'll buy it. If I don't have the money, then f me, I guess. Like
Yeah.
you know.
It's just a sign, It's not
Yeah,
for me
yeah.
right now. Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Exactly.
there's already credit if people want to do that, right?
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
use a credit card and just pay it off like that, I guess.
Pay yourself back in a way,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but then there is interest, and it's really high.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
that's true too.
If you don't
Then
pay
for
that,
sure
fast,
got
yeah,
interest.
yeah. You're gonna be caught to that. Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna stick to use it. I'll keep it alive with $25 a month. No, I'm
So,
just kidding. Go ahead.
So I don't know if you saw the video that I put out earlier today, Relic, but I was talking about did you see the so CoffeeZilla had put more of the text messages between him and Josh? Did you see that?
Yeah, so I didn't see the video. I haven't seen any of the videos of that. I was trying to keep up with like I don't know if you guys saw that Reckless Ben somehow did an interview with the cum
Yeah,
guy.
with Chris Como. Yeah,
Yeah, Chris Como. Yeah,
the
that
cum
guy.
guy.
Yeah, with Chris Como. And I was like, even like there was so many things that I'm like, shoot, that might be used against him.
Yes, I thought that
Yeah,
too. I was just
I was
kind of like,
like-
Ben, I hope you talked to your lawyer, bro, before you did this interview, man.
No, and something that I worried. Did you see the Echo Base? Phenomenal interview. Echo Base Network. They do great interviews. They did it with the guy that the phone was taken away.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
Sheldon.
Thank
Sheldon.
you.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
seen it yet, but I heard that they did. I need to catch up on that.
It was a really good interview. There was just a part where like I thought that the judge can use it against Ben because he asked them like how's Ben feeling through all this? It's like, oh, that guy never gets stressed. And that's fine, but then he said like, oh yeah, he's like partying right now. Like he did like a crowd surf on a surfboard somewhere, and I'm like, the judge might look at that and be like, oh, so this guy doesn't even take this thing seriously, because
Yeah.
so like, and again, it's all speculation, but like people suck, people get sensitive,
Yeah.
and
That's true.
yeah, so I really hope none of this, like all these little tiny things they saying used against them, but. Yeah, it scared me a little bit.
Oh, for sure. They're definitely going to
Yeah.
try to,
Ooh.
they'll use character attacks for sure. In
Yeah.
legal proceedings, character attacks are absolutely something that
They could set up the whole thing.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is interesting. So the story is here in the UK now, GB on BBC News. I believe it's
Heck
gone
yeah.
international. It's gone
Yeah.
international.
But be careful with the BBC. They might make all the characters black.
Oh no. It's just bad. It's just crazy.
They're known to do that. The
Oh, wait,
BBC
yeah.
Yeah, the
What is
BBC
it?
makes a bunch of crazy stuff.
Yeah, fucking oh my god. What is this? John De La Rose talks about it, John. Oh my god. Doctor Who? Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The BBC also, I think they were like the ones that like try to hide all their UK kid diddlers in Hollywood.
Oh man. Oh
Yeah,
well,
they're
no.
the-
Have you? So
They're the ones
you
that
heard,
hate everything.
Well, I'm sure you've heard. Have you ever seen? There's a really good documentary on Netflix about Jimmy Savile, who was like this prominent. He was like this prominent TV guy, TV media guy in the UK,
Yeah.
man. And it was like after he passed away, they basically found out like how. And mind you, this guy was even knighted, like by the by the Queen.
I did hear about
Yeah.
this. Like it's like everybody knew, but they always they didn't release anything until he passed
until
away.
after he had passed
Yeah.
away, man. Like, and this guy was like a revered, like he was like a revered public figure, a revered like TV personality in the UK. And then after he passed, like they had all this stuff come out about how he was basically, he was a child enthusiast, so to speak, and it was awful, man. It's just
is that what they based the fucking King Jellybean off of Rick and Morty? Because that's exactly what happened. You know, like I don't know, whatever.
Possibly, yeah. Jimmy Savile. They found out that he was like this. He seemed like this good-hearted, good-natured, just TV host that was like, like very charitable and all this good stuff. And he was a great guy and a very
kind of like a Bill Cosby character.
Yeah, more or less.
It's like Mr. Rogers, and then you find out he's a monster. You know,
exactly.
he meant something different.
And then you find out he was an absolute.
I know,
yeah. He's a saint.
When he said to be his neighbor, I didn't think anything of it.
He said he was proud of me.
Yeah,
but the BBC, I think they're the ones that also pushed for the UK to pass the law where they have to, like, every resident is forced to pay a TV license.
That's crazy.
I didn't know
so
that.
Like, I don't live there. I don't know, but from what I know is like people show up to your house and be like, "Hey, you didn't pay your TV bill for like this network this month."
Sheesh.
And like they were trying to force the citizens to pay, like to keep like cable up or something. I don't know. Yeah, it was nuts.
Oh no, that is insane.
Yeah, just give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
No,
sir.
You could. So while Relic is looking at that stuff there. So this is what I posted about in the video earlier today, talking about this. For those of you that might have missed it, Legacy Calais HD posted this because this was stuff that was put on CoffeeZilla's Patreon. So it says, Bricks and Minifigs Joshua Johnson responded to CoffeeZilla, who confronted him about the Oregon police report, which contradicted what he told Zilla about the store's layaway items. Johnson now claims people, quote unquote, exaggerated or, quote unquote, he just made a mistake, and then provides a mountain full of nonsensical excuses. And you you commented on here, Aura. But yeah, remember this part of CoffeeZilla's video where he texts Josh. He said, how many layaways were left over when you took the store? Do you know? And he said 2 to 3, because remember, Crystal said there was like several. There was, well, not several. She said there was many
like layaway
items in the back. Mm-hmm. And then this came about, this infamous police report from the Kaiser Police Department where the store is located. Right. And the worst parts are, of course, are I think here and here. But we could look over the whole thing. You've seen this before, right? Right, Relic?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. Where he basically says, Mr. Johnson added many items in the back of the store at the time. There were many items in the back of the store at the time, but said that the vast majority of them were layaway items, thus confirming, what Crystal had said, right? Mm-hmm. And then he said that people would come in and prove they'd put money down for an item, pay the rest to the item, and they'd give the customer the item they'd paid for. So again, if that's true, if they finished paying off, they obviously weren't giving Brian that money because of what's said here in the next part. Mr. Johnson added that a few of the items matched what Mr. Mansell described as his, and those items were set aside. However, due to the claim that Mr. Mansell continues to call the business despite being told not to, and encouraging others to do so as well, he does not want to give these items to Mr. Mansell. He added that he also doesn't feel he needs to, since the store's inventory became his once he took it over. What a freaking...
That's like saying, like, oh, you're annoying, so I don't want to play with you anymore.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
Like, that's it?
It's not your property, Josh. It doesn't matter if you're annoyed. Your fucking feelings don't matter. The cops can't arrest people if you're sad. You can't fucking keep people's stuff if you're sad. Like, get the fuck out of here. Give me your house. I'm sad. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I hate this guy.
But remember, Ben wasn't. Yeah. What makes you think you're entitled to our Legos? Remember when he told Ben that?
No, that's when I was like, yeah, he was legit a scumbag. Like after that, I was like, yeah, I was right. He's a scumbag. I won't let it go either. You saw my tweet, John.
No, and then every time Reckless Ben did what they wanted, it's like they always move the goalpost. Oh, but now this has to happen. Now this has to happen.
Yep.
It's like, well, are you gonna give it to us or not, dude? Like, Like, we're not gonna keep playing this game. And then
Sue
he's
us,
like,
sue us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sue us. I don't want those papers. They're fake. Actually, they might be real. Oh, he's an idiot. Actually. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
You stole the Legos, bitch. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Yeah. After
What kind of response is that?
no, bro. Yeah, exactly, bro. After he found out the lawsuit was real, it was funny because the cop was like, "Actually, it's real. It's real. I
Yeah.
just confirmed it.
Yeah.
It's a real suit, and it's for you." And he's just, and it's against you. And he's like, "What an
Oh, what an
idiot!" It's like,
idiot.
bro, you told him to do that, and
Yeah.
you told him to sue you, so now he's suing you. What do you mean? Oh, but he's just a YouTuber. It's just
Good lord.
what a freaking
Call him a
idiot,
pendejo,
man.
John. Call him a pendejo.
Yeah,
Honestly,
people
I
are being
think
pendejo.
all of this could have been resolved if the American Fork Police Department weren't scumbags.
Yeah.
True.
All
Just
they had
like,
to do.
here it is. Go handle it in court. That's it. That's
True.
all you gotta do.
You know what was crazy about that, and because we haven't talked about that with you, Relic, but when we were watching the video, it's just like, remember he offered to serve Josh the papers.
Yeah.
He offered, and then when he was
And
right
then
there, in
and
front of
then
him, he's like,
Josh was like, "Oh, can I just take a peek?" And he's like, "Oh, if you look at it, it's gonna be a problem for you and me.
It's gonna
and,
put
you know."
it's gonna put
And
me in
it's
a
like-
bad spot. Yeah.
It's like, what? Like, you just took a side. Why the hell would you ever tell him that? You're not his lawyer.
exactly.
You
why
know,
are
like,
grossly inappropriate conduct,
Yeah.
man. And it's just like, what he did, because I looked it up. Apparently, it's not illegal, but at the same time, it's just like it's inappropriate for him to do. And it's
yeah,
just like, dude,
it's
what are you doing?
unethical.
Completely, yeah.
Yeah, I
absolutely
always
unethical.
point out, like, the law doesn't mean moral code. Like, there's a difference between the law and what is right.
Yeah,
My biggest
huge
problem is he volunteered to serve them. He's like, I'll take them to him. And then he's like, actually, I can't do anything with these. You take them back. I'm like, don't even volunteer then, fool. What's your problem?
exactly.
Like,
He shouldn't have offered.
Like,
Shouldn't have
could
even
have the
offered.
officer taken the what's the girl's name? Like, she was a notary, or what was it?
He was,
Process server?
process server.
The process server. Like, couldn't he just, like, taken the process server with him, and then the process server serves him?
Exactly.
remember,
He just
they-
didn't want to.
He didn't want to
Yeah.
because Josh is like, I don't want them on my party. He trespassed them, and that's why.
Yeah,
the
but
thing is-
just like, when they proved that they weren't associated, or I don't know if they proved it, but when they saw the ID and that she was qualified to be a process server and everything, like, again,
I think they
he took
dismissed her.
the officers took Josh's word and didn't
Yes.
take Ben's word, right?
100%.
Like,
so Josh and
That's
Eamon at their
that's
word.
still
Yep.
insane.
Yeah. Well, you know what's crazy, and again, because we hadn't talked, me and Or have talked about this, but we hadn't talked about it with you. I thought that was crazy too, because the whole time they're basically taking Josh and Eamon at their word. And the thing is, there's an instance there where the officer does his due diligence and looks up and sees that the lawsuit is in fact real, and that it is against Josh, and it's just like, so it proves that Ben is telling the truth, but they still didn't give him any kind of grace in the situation. They didn't say like, okay, well, this kid, what he came here to do is legit, and this
Well,
kind of
but-
proves it
yeah.
because we just verified that it's a real lawsuit.
Yeah, he's actually
But
trying to
they-
serve him, not stalk him like
Yes.
Josh is saying.
Yes,
Like-
but the thing is, they still didn't give him any grace whatsoever. They still just were like,
They trespassed him anyway, and it made it impossible for him to serve him.
Yeah.
well, not just and arrested him. Remember, and
Yes.
arrested him right after that.
Yes.
So it's just like, that was insane to me, because it's just like, here's this guy.
Well, also, they never
he just
told
got
him
proved
what
right.
he was being arrested for.
Yeah,
No.
they didn't tell him until afterwards. And the thing is, they give Eamon and Josh all this grace and all this levity in the entire situation, right? Just taking their word for stuff, and it's just like, Josh just got proved wrong because the lawsuit is real. You know what I mean? And Ben got proved right, but they didn't even consider that. It's just like, oh, well, what do you still want us to do? And it's just like, well, and Eamon's like, well, charge him for something. Get him for something to basically make an example out of him.
Mhm.
So, just insane. It's just like insane behavior, and to see it all on camera, it's wild to me. It's just like that whole thing with not handing over the lawsuit because then you're gonna put me in a spot. I'm like, that's so egregious, man. It's just like, and it's all on camera.
Yeah.
And he knew that obviously if he handed those papers over, if they turned out to be real, that would be him serving Josh. And it's like, he's still protecting him from this. It's like, dude, that's not your role. Your role is not to protect Josh from getting served legal papers. You know
Their
what I mean?
role is not to protect one party over the other. They're supposed to serve and protect. They're supposed to just be neutral parties.
Unbiased, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're supposed to be neutral
Well,
parties.
they're
And
supposed to be enforcers of the law. Yeah,
yeah,
that's it. So
yeah,
that was insane to me. I was just like, this is crazy, man.
that gets a
Just saying that
pendejo of the
time.
day award. Hell yeah, John.
Oh yeah, absolutely, super pendejo. But
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 in Chile, that means child. So
Oh no,
no, no.
of course it does. Oh man,
freaking.
don't worry, we'll
Spanish,
change it to
dude.
cabron. We'll change it to cabron. There you go,
Hey,
cabron of the day.
Cabrón,
Yeah,
cabrón. Yeah.
you get it.
So
No, I get it.
So I want to go over this real quick because I want to get your take on this if you hadn't seen these already. But it's so obviously the green part is coffee, and he's saying these are a little bit like they're like cut in a way that's a little bit
Oh,
Chopped
yeah,
and
yeah.
stewed.
so
Yeah.
it's like so I'm gonna read them like this. I'm gonna read them down one way and then down this way. So he tells Josh, you told the police the vast majority of items in the store were layaway items, and then question marks. He says that is either an exaggeration by the police officer or a mistake by me. There was no list left of any layaway. The only layaway I am aware of was the Ewok village. B, I had nothing to do with the day-to-day operations. And this shit pisses me off too, right? Because he's a co-owner of the store, right?
I didn't know nothing.
But he wants to be involved when it's convenient. But then when it's like when his back is against the wall and he's pressed, all of a sudden, well, hey, I wasn't in charge of the day-to-day operations. He washes.
I didn't
his
know
hands.
nothing. I didn't do nothing.
I didn't do nothing.
It's
I didn't know
the
nothing.
owner blaming the employees he hired to not for the business going down.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, and it's just
Yeah.
it's such a shitty thing to do. And then he says, "I wouldn't know if there were layaways. I wouldn't have been asked about it. Either Amanda, so he's putting her on the spot, right? Amanda, the store manager, or the two employees that were there under Crystal and Brandon, Caledonia and Mackenzie. Someone told me yesterday there was 3K sold of Star Wars that may match the list from when Brandon took over." And when we signed in January, it wouldn't be unreasonable to believe some or all of that is, and then it's kind of cut out there, but wouldn't be the one to be reliable on that. I was not involved in many details of the store. Something I would have said is, it is unknown that what is layaway and what isn't. They all could be. Who knows? A police officer may interpret that differently. We would have held onto them for a period of time in case there was layaway. It was also reasonable to believe that all those layaway sets have been sold. It would be easy to figure out exactly how many there were. Look at those sales records from November 14th to January 14th. See what Star Wars sets were sold. Look at the sale price and what the sale price should have. And then up here, this is where Coffee asked him, but what I don't understand is why the officer would put in his report, I believe it was actually a female officer. So he misgendered them. Report that said that if that isn't true, and then he says, like the Ewok village, look what we sold it for, what the real value or the normal sale price was. With that one, you would be able to see Crystal took say 500 and we collected another 300. I don't know what officer, when was that? I don't control what they put in the report. And this is where Coffee shared what we saw earlier, that snippet from the police report. And then he says,
goodness.
Kaiser Police, May 6th, Jennifer Stearns was the officer who signed off on this, 2025. Oh, that's understandable. I was out of my mind angry. I was pissed. Nothing I said was coherent or reliable.
Oh, it's this whole emotional bullcrap thing all over again.
The whole appeal to emotion, like, oh, I was so blind with rage, I didn't know what I was saying.
You can't hold me accountable.
Yep, let's just look at the sale records. It's also reasonable to believe that nobody is going to lay away small ticket items, only say $500 in value or more. So look at the sets that were sold that have a retail value of $500 or more, and see if we sold them for 30% off or more. That will answer that question. So it just feels like, and this is like the common tactics with these guys. It's like always changing the story. There's a reason why after the fact. I was out of my mind. The deflecting. It's same song and dance with these guys every
You
single
want to know
time.
something funny, John? You want to know something funny, or maybe ironic, or both? I hear, people saying that Ben needs to lawyer up, he needs to shut up, blah blah blah. I'm like, these guys have lawyers, top of the line lawyers, and they don't shut up. That's pretty
Yeah.
crazy to me.
Yeah,
You know?
and from
But
what
it's
Relic told us
possible
yesterday.
that like their incoherency might be a tactic from their lawyers. Who knows?
They got stupid
Who
lawyers.
knows?
Like, that sounds like a great idea, champ. Send me that money. Go ahead. Talk
Could
to
you
Tom Taylor.
imagine?
Just act retarded, and we'll
Yeah,
give you
Yeah,
an
exactly.
insanity
That's
plea.
exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Not
the
even-
lawyers the lawyers go to court and argue that in front of the judge? Your Honor, my clients are retarded.
A
Yeah.
plea
They
for
don't know what they're
insanity
saying.
for Josh. Look at him. Just look at him.
Like,
They look like-
they're not lying. They said on God 3 times before their statement. Obviously, they're truthful.
On God, for real though. Like, Josh shows up with no shoes. My client's clearly a fucking insane and an asshole. Like, like,
Look at him.
So-
He thinks he's a hobbit.
it's just like,
He thinks he's a
Yeah.
hobbit.
dead ass, bro. He has the ring of power, but it's made out of Legos or Funyuns or both. Fuck it. Like,
Oh man.
you're
But
on.
yeah,
this.
it's
Sorry,
the
go
same old
ahead.
thing with these guys. These guys are wild, man. So let me go back to this so we can get through the rest of this little bit here, and then we'll move on to the next thing. So again, through more of the Reddit stuff, right? That they're using. All Ben's fault. All Ben's fault, right?
Always.
So is it? Yep. So it says, yep, it's ridiculous. So the person I've ever given money to on Patreon. So we saw this one. So it says, so it's from the same, Lego Reddit here. The video is available, but is unlisted. Is this a full part 2? Yep. It's going to be made public on YouTube once part 3 is finished, which will be on Patreon for a bit. Then we see, seems dumb to me unless you have some form of insurance. Why not just sell the whole lot to BAM rather than just trust them to sell it for you and give you a cut of the profits? As I said, it's sad, but 200K is a lot of money, and you probably need it to be more. You probably need to be more careful with what you do with it. They made a contract, and BAM owner signed it. How is that not careful? The local police are in on it because they and the BAM CEOs are Mormon. Obviously, again, we can't. That's not something that I think can, can't really say with certainty. I mean, it's just one of those things. They happen to be, but I don't think the cops in Oregon are Mormon, and they were more than willing to cover for these guys too. So when they were over there, so literally, it's just a case about corruption. Pal, stop trying to be better than thou. Like, clearly hindsight is 2020. Which one do we leave bad reviews on? So this is them like basically trying to use this as saying like, see, because of what Ben did, this is this is the harassment campaign against us.
This is the shit that annoys me because it's not what Ben did; it's what they got caught doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So-
and you can't like just because somebody did something and somebody else decides to take up action in their way, you can't hold
Blame
the
it on
people
them.
accountable. Yeah, like
Yeah,
they created content and then some crazy person decides to do something super
John.
dumb.
That's like them saying reckless Ben made us make videos.
Yeah,
That wasn't the
Yeah.
case at all. Like, we saw it, we saw their actions, we got pissed off, and we talked about it. That's it.
yeah. It's just we got motivated to spread the word too, because it's just like again, that's the only way. The other thing left to do sometimes is is public pressure, right? When law enforcement fails or lawsuits fail or anything else, when people have exhausted all
even
avenues.
communities fail. Like
Yeah,
like that.
Oh,
I
definitely.
was thinking about going live today, but I'm glad you guys invited me because it saves me a whole lot of work. But I was gonna point out, like, if you look up any YouTube or like the top Lego YouTubers that have 1 million subscribers plus, I think there's only one, which is Emma Saris. She did one video about bricks and minifigs, and that's it.
and
And
moved
she used
on.
to have a
Right?
contract, yeah. And everybody else, and like Beyond the Brick, they had a massive contract with bricks and minifigs. It looks like they don't have any more, and they have 1.5 million subscribers. Not one word, not a short, not a post, nothing about bricks and minifigs. Other people with like 10 million subscribers, and they're making videos every day. about Lego. Nothing about bricks and minifigs. It's like, guys,
That's wild.
like there's no way you guys don't know about this story. You don't even want to make like a 30-second short, not even that, to be like, hey, know about it. This sucks. Something.
Yeah. Disavow.
Yeah.
I disavow.
Yeah, like
Disavow.
like the Lego community is failing Brian and Reckless Ben as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the
And
thing.
again, not to paint a brush. There's some good Lego YouTubers out there that are on top of this and all that, but saying
for
No, I know
overall,
what you mean. I used to have the same frustrations within my own community. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I get what you mean.
Yeah. Nah, and I totally get that too. Exactly. And like, I understand that there's some people that they just want to, they might look at it as a situation. Well, if I get into that, it's just like, I might, it might affect, my money and stuff
channel,
like that,
my growth,
my
yeah.
channel and my
Yeah,
growth
yeah.
and all that stuff. And I get why people would be afraid of stuff like that, especially if they've invested a lot of time. But at the same time, it's just like, look, man, sometimes I don't know, man.
And
To me, like doing the right thing can be invaluable. So
Yeah, that and
I
then
think it's
bricks and
always
minifigs.
valuable,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, they're kind of psychotic. So if they're afraid, I kind of get it.
yeah,
Because
And that's
like
the
when
other
you
thing,
get sued, your information's out there. You know what I mean? So essentially, you could just get like everything exposed or addressed.
Well, yeah,
you know?
like everybody got doxxed. Apparently,
Yeah.
like the addresses got leaked and everything. So,
the pork department dropped the ball with some shit with that too.
Yeah, dude.
But,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. So like I think he was on Echo Base Network again. The guy talking about
Sheldon.
Like,
Yeah, Sheldon.
that
His
it-
personal information got doxxed. Yeah, like
Yeah,
even
all his
like,
social media, all his stuff. He was even planning on doing a YouTube channel with a whole different name, and then like just his whole official legal name is out there now. And it's like, all right,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of his very personal information got out there. That's unfortunate. Yeah, because of again, and that's the other thing too that pisses me off about the American Fork Police Department too is how just negligent they are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
how negligent they are, man. It's just like, and it shows. It's insane. And then again, like with that video that Clearly Established put out, he just shows like, this is what the stuff that they're mostly trained in. But you see like this other stuff. One of the biggest, like, to me, things that he pointed out, and I'll just bring up his video real quick. And I thought this was it was kind of funny to me personally was this part, because I don't know if you've seen this. Have you seen Clearly Established? Have you seen this video?
I don't know. Let me see the thumbnail. I've been watching so many videos, man. And I have no idea who the creators are or whatnot. It's just a million videos.
So we're not going to watch the whole video or anything like that.
Yeah.
But we'll watch the part that I think is to me was the most like alarming in his video. If you guys want to, if we can go over that real quick, because to me this was like this. When I saw this part, I was like, 100% makes sense. It makes so much more sense now. When you see the body cam footage. So it's this part right here where he talks about like their training.
Our evaluation put this noted. Single incident
Because
I don't hear any sound.
hold
By
on,
the way.
let me see. Let me put it up. So prior to this, just to give a little bit more context to this video, he even talks about like past lawsuits that they've had against them.
Like the
and stuff
American
like
Fork
that.
Police Department.
Yeah, the American
So
Fork
I've
Police
seen
Department. the
this
pattern of
guy.
behavior.
Like I may have heard him while I'm driving because I just click on the next video, but I've seen his thumbnails, but I haven't like watched all his stuff.
Yeah, but this part here I thought was interesting, right? Is what he gets into here is in regards to their training.
only work in rare, obvious cases.
I
So
don't
for
have
this,
any
we would actually have
sound.
to
So
look
you
to
can't
see
hear
it?
what kind.
You can't hear it?
No.
Oh, that's weird. Can you hear it, Laura?
I can hear it. Yeah.
Huh.
It's
Must
probably
be
like a
something-
setting or something.
It might be something in the settings here on StreamYard is weird like that. I don't know. Yeah, sometimes like you have to like mess around with the settings.
Or give stupid permissions for like Mike. So
But if you put the subtitles on, I'll just read those.
Yeah. Okay, I'll put on the subtitle. We'll do that. All right, here we go.
kind of training did these officers have? Well, I was able to get my hands on the officers' training histories. 9 officers total. Let me show you what their record says.
I'm going to start with Lieutenant Adamson.
his record is the most extensive.
So before he goes on, Lieutenant Adamson, from my
Mhm.
understanding, is the old guy that took Sheldon's phone.
Yeah,
The
the
guy
guy's
who's
like,
just-
don't erase any evidence. Like,
Yeah, it's just like,
all
that's
that, yeah.
obstruction. What you're doing is obstruction. Yeah, it was
You mean that portly gentleman who is low IQ and had a crash out because he
Yep.
wanted to see somebody else's property?
the portly gentleman who in that music video we saw was having a good old time sawing on that fiddle.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
that's
wanted
him.
clarity.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's because he's been doing this since at least 2010. That's how long he's been with the American Fork Police Department. It's interesting that apparently during that time, you see from 2017 to 2018, he was with Provo City Constable's office. So I don't know if he was dual hatting, but he has a ton of certifications here. So Adamson is the most senior officer that appears to have been actively involved in this whole ordeal, at least from what we can tell. American Fork released their video on May 29th after the lieutenant, who is actively involved, took a 40-hour public and media relations course.
Lieutenant Dan.
I thought that was funny.
He
I thought
took a
this was
relations
so
course.
funny. So because they knew, right? They knew that this because of they probably, they knew because of Ben's video was probably coming down the pike. They knew about all the backlash and stuff. So they made sure that before the chief made his statement that this guy took a public and media relations course. So basically for chat, because I used to work closely with people in public relations and media. I did that for about 7 years. Basically what that means is he was basically trained on how to deal with press or media people. Basically,
Yeah.
it was prepping him for just in case he had a microphone stuck in his face, because they knew this shit was probably gonna hit the fan. So they made sure that he was ready to handle himself in the public space, basically.
I want to see if it worked because apparently, like, Hollywood stars get the same thing, and that one chick that's gonna play Supergirl can't seem to shut up. So if they're trained by the same people, we're gonna get a great video out of this.
Well, that's the thing. It's just like they haven't learned like a lot of unfortunately, and that's the thing with public relations. Like I said, because I worked with a lot of public relations people back, back in the day, and again, a lot of them will say it's just like tell you
That
what
press
not
video
to address.
was shit. I'm sorry,
what
John.
not
Please
to-
continue first.
What not to address, what not to wade into. Basically, a good PR person will also tell you what not to apologize for, like ever, and you know what I mean. So it's just like, but the thing is,
They need a refund, John, because they fucked that up. I don't think he did anything.
Basically, what they'll do is just train people like this, like these officers, to basically make canned responses. Can't talk about it. Active investigation. This, that, or the other.
Yeah.
Those kind
They're
of
whispering.
things.
They're whispering. John, can you imagine being in that room? They're whispering to that motherfucker on the podium, like, with a smile. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Smile. Like, fucking, it looks like that motherfucker was about to be beamed up. They had him in a white room with a blinding light on top of him. Like,
Speak louder.
Yeah. Smile. Connect. Like, fucking. It's just
Act
horrible.
like a human.
Yeah, for real. We're deeply sorry. No, I'm so sorry. Like that. Do that. Like, fucking, I'm deeply sorry. You fucking asshole doesn't mean it. He doesn't mean anything.
Look sadder. Look sadder. Look more sympathetic.
They had to spray his face with tears, like, fucking,
It's
I'm
like-
deeply sorry.
It's like Kathleen Kennedy when she said "fade in." It's like you're reading the wrong part of the teleprompter. You freaking old hag.
But that's what that is, chat. Yep, public relations and media training.
But what's evident in all of these records that you'll see are the amount of tactics and firearms. So I'm going to scroll through, and I want you to pay attention to that. We have defensive tactics here from May 5th. Use of force for 1 hour, May 5th. SWAT training day back on April 16th. SWAT training day back on April 2nd.
The Logan Paul apology.
SWAT training day back on March 19th. Defensive tactics back on March 10th. active shooter, March 10th. Use of force, March 10th. SWAT training day.
So right now he's just reading the
March
types
5th.
of training he's had, right?
SWAT training
Like the
day,
different types?
Yep.
Yeah.
April 19th. SWAT training day, January 2026. More defensive tactics. Use of force. Firearm night shooter back in December a couple of times. Identifying a meth lab and their dangers.
Huh? Meth lab.
Another SWAT training day.
Well, if you could pause it real quick.
Yeah.
Like, what I also want to know is, like, did he take these training courses after he effed up somehow?
I think
No,
so.
this is before.
Yeah.
These
Oh,
are
was
from
it?
before,
No, no.
'cause they're all dated. They're all dated.
No,
All
I
these-
know, but like, for instance, like the active shooter, like, did he deal with an active shooter and then receive training about active shooter responses because he effed up?
That's what I'm thinking. That's
You
what
know,
I think.
that's what I want to
Maybe.
know. Because these days are kind of out of whack. Like, why is he getting like a bunch of SWAT training and then a identifying meth lab? It's like, did he just walk by like, he's like, oh, that must be like a science experiment?
I can
He's like,
smell
nope.
alcohol.
Yeah.
I smell
Your
better
eyes
than my
look-
canine. I smell
your
alcohol everywhere.
Your eyes look glossed over. It looks like you're on something.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah, no, yeah, fucking. When spoiler alert, the alcohol's on his upper lip. Like fucking, that's why he always smells on everybody.
Like, do
Yeah.
they allow their police officers to screw up and then train them? Like, how are they doing this?
Don't worry, Earl. We'll take care of it. We're going to training.
Oh,
Fucking,
so
yeah.
chat points out that the same day they harassed Ben, they took active shooter. So I guess they feared that Ben that Ben and his friends were gonna, make a bunch of Lego guns
Yeah.
to use against them.
Yeah.
So as well. Oh yeah, these dates do match up. This one too, SWAT SWAT training day, 11/13.
Yeah, right. When
That's
they were
actually-
fucking.
So
Yeah.
actually, wait. This is from. This is actually this is training that was taken before the store was seized, I believe, right? Because it was seized.
No.
It was seized in November, wasn't it?
No, my store was seized in like November, December. Her store was seized around like October, September.
Oh, October. That's right. So this is
Yeah.
after. Yep. So. And this was by the Utah, the American Fork.
Well,
Police
like-
Department. This wouldn't be Kaiser.
Well, then it would be irrelevant, right? Because it's not about these dates are
Yeah.
not in correlation to the store because this is Utah and that's Oregon.
Yeah, this is Utah. Yeah, and Oregon is different. Yeah, so this, but it would just be kind of interesting timing, almost like like some kind of foreshadowing or
Yeah.
something.
Well,
of
yeah. Well,
kind of
also
things to
like
come
this
and
is
see.
2025. It happened in 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So.
training. So I want you to notice something that's evident in these records. As we go through them, you can clearly see that there is nothing at all about First Amendment, Fourth Amendment, constitutional rights, period. All you see are use of force,
Didn't train
tactics,
about the Constitution.
firearm, pistol, and rifle. And
It's mostly just like mostly ops training, like field ops training.
Yeah.
The one thing he doesn't remember is they play different there. That's why I know that matters.
We're gonna get to him.
that's what you
We're
see.
gonna get to him.
arrest control. And all of these things are only an hour here, an hour there. So that's for since 2025 to present. All right. Now let's go over to Officer Gonzalez, who's been a police officer since February 26, 2026.
So is Gonzalez
He's a
the
new
one
guy.
that said we play differently here?
No. That's he's coming up. He's coming up.
Yeah.
When we get to him, I'll let you know.
Let's look at the type of training that he has received. Defensive tactics for 1 hour. Evidence for 30 minutes. Use of force for 1 hour. And then he had his basic law enforcement officer course for 392 hours from December to February, December 2025 to February 2026. He did have a basic special function officer course back in 2019. It's Unclear why he didn't complete it, though, but he departed back in December 2019. So Ben's attorneys, if they file a lawsuit, they may want to look into what happened with Officer Gonzalez here back in 2019. Was there any misconduct or any other concerns, or was it completely unrelated? Maybe it was a medical family emergency. Who knows? Now let's look at Hawkins. He's been with the American Fork Police Department since 2022. That's been the only department he's been with. And we look at the training he received. He also attended, in the middle of all of this, May 18th to May 22nd.
I want to make a parody of this
media
shit.
relations.
Dead ass,
40
like
hours.
spend an hour doing arts and crafts.
Yep. So again, being trained on how to handle, if people ask about this, if he's being recorded out in public, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How to act, basically.
How to act. Yep. When the cameras are rolling, and what to say when the cameras are rolling.
You see more of the same as everything we've seen so far. Defensive tactics, evidence, use of force, more defensive tactics. And these things are all for an hour, maybe 2 hours or less. The only thing he has actually received substantial training on recently has been that media and public relations. And then as we keep scrolling here, you see it's more of the same. You have use of force, firearm night shooter, identifying a meth lab,
trained on how what the law actually
defensive
is.
tactics.
Just tactics.
But again,
They're not trained. These guys so far, this makes 3
At least they got
officers so far.
fentanyl training.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but they're not. But they're not trained on basic
Dead
stuff,
ass,
like
bro.
stuff.
Where's the
Okay.
Where's the training of this is how you plant evidence?
You put the bullets in the gun. Like fucking, they go in.
Aim,
You
shoot.
plant the glove.
Congratulations.
Plant the glove.
we're
Yeah,
seeing
yeah.
absolutely nothing related to First Amendment, Fourth Amendment. When can you go into a home? What's the difference between a search
Phlebotomist?
warrant and arrest warrant?
They clearly
And
didn't
when
pay
can you
attention to
just
any of this
choose
training.
to arrest anybody that you see fit? There is none of that in there. But what we do have are arrest control. There was a search and seizure phase 1 and 2 for 2 hours back in September of 2025. Followed on that same day, use of force. And then more search and seizure, more arrest control. There you go. Now moving on to
So from
Lake Hawk.
I'm just reading the subtitles.
Yeah.
But from what I'm gathering, so is this YouTuber kind of pointing out that when they receive these two types of training back to back, that they are screwing up somehow, or they were part of something that they didn't do properly, so they need more training?
So what he's pointing out is the fact that they're mostly trained in just field op stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That they're
but
not
why is
aware
he
of
pointing
any-
out why is this being trained right after this is being trained?
I think he's pointing out that they have no awareness in civil liberties or rights. how to act.
Yeah. I think that's more of his point. Yeah, it's just they're only
Mm-hmm.
trained to do to arrest people, to do to do these kind of tactics. Like the training.
Like the bare minimum, John.
Yeah, the SWAT stuff, all that, but they're not trained in when they should like he said, with how to execute a search warrant, properly, or and when it's appropriate, to arrest people. You know what I mean? Because that's the other thing too. That's a big point of contention with that whole search as well. Because the warrant, for one, it was a search warrant that was only pertaining to the basement, but they searched the whole house. So they said they didn't even execute the search warrant properly when they did the search warrant. And the other thing too was, again, it was a search warrant, not an arrest warrant. Now, while they had probable cause to arrest Ben for the for the stalking stuff, right, is what they charged him with. I think also with that, the rest of them shouldn't have gotten arrested. they should have been, let go. They had really no probable cause to arrest his friends at all, but they ended up getting arrested. So it's just
Well, in the interview, like the guy said, he was interrogated for 6 hours.
yeah,
And
it's insanity.
Yeah, and like I've never if they called a lawyer beforehand, I'm guaranteed they probably could have just walked out of the police department. But like, did they ever say why the police would hold them there for that long? Because I'm pretty sure there's a time frame of interrogation for somebody you have no charges that you have against them, or like they weren't charged with anything. They wouldn't tell them what they were being charged with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing. That's the thing. Unless they told them they were insane, they should have been able to walk up and get out of there. But again, these are people that again were just trying to help Ben, and they're probably not familiar with what all their rights are either.
Well, they're all young, John. These are like young.
They're all
people,
young. Yeah, they're all young people too. So,
I don't know. Yeah, they're brushed up on that kind of shit. Like they're young.
They probably weren't aware that if they weren't. I mean, at that point. But the thing is, once they were cuffed and stuff, they were arrested. So I mean, it's just it's just a mess. It's just a whole mess. It's just like, but for sure, there's that's what I'm saying. Like when Ben is done with his big case, his big lawsuit, I hope he ends up suing the police department with the people that also got arrested, that wrongfully got arrested, because I'm pretty sure there'll be a settlement there. I see no.
Yeah, right now he's facing like 6 different lawsuits, right?
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, he's like 6 different lawsuits, and then and again, he's got criminal charges against him. So it's just.
And they also pushed it back. For anybody that didn't know, he was supposed to have a hearing on the 22nd, this Monday, but now it's the 30th, and then he has another hearing for one of the other lawsuits on the 6th of July.
Yeah. So all that stuff been pushed back. Yeah, it's crazy, man. The department relies on Steven Seagal movies for all training at 75 speed.
Yeah, dead ass, bro. It seems like it.
That's good. That's so funny.
Cock has been a peace officer.
They watch episodes of Lawman.
They watch the behind the scenes footage.
Starting out with
Yep.
the Salt Lake County Sheriff's Office, and has been with the American Fork Police Department since October 2022. And we see the most recent training after all of this was arrest control back in May of 2026. Use of force, also May 12th, 2026. Attended Utah County Sheriff's Hell Week, April 24th, 2026 for 20 hours. And then several SWAT training days. One obviously in March, one in April. Defensive tactics.
Could you imagine these cops are like, yes, we finally get to put our SWAT training into action.
This is
Get
the
to
best
shoot
day
our
of my
guns.
life.
Sweet.
Yep.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, hold on.
More SWAT training days.
Fuck.
More
That's all they did is SWAT
defensive
training.
tactics, but nothing about constitutional rights.
The fuck is going on in Oregon where they're doing all this SWAT training?
This ain't
No,
Oregon.
this
This
is
is
Utah.
American Fork.
Utah.
And I'm just
Oh,
gonna
excuse
scroll
me.
through.
Sorry,
Just
guys.
so you can
Utah. What's
see.
happening in Utah?
He as the other
Dude,
officers
honestly, it's
took a
making me
search and
want to look at like my local police department. I'm like, let me see their training. I want to know what's going on.
Yeah, dead ass. I'm
I
like, they
want to
must
feel.
be SWAT
I need to
training.
feel safe.
Yeah.
Oh, what's happening in Utah, John? That they're doing all this fucking training. They're loading guns. They're doing SWAT training every week. What happened? What's going on?
Again, they want to be like in the movies. It's just like,
It's like they got nothing to do. Fuck it. Let's do SWAT training. Fuck it.
Well,
we got
remember,
nothing else to do.
We joked about that on the stream when we were going over that footage. It's just like they were probably like, "This is the highlight of my week."
Yeah, for this is the best day of my life. Look,
Yeah.
It ran out the car.
Yep. Go.
Yeah, for real. They all watch movies and shit right before doing it so they could copy it. I see it.
Yeah, imagine they went on the roof and shit, and they rappelled down on ropes and shit, and busted through the windows. So
Where
like,
the
"Oh,
fuck are the
Spartan, do it."
windows? Where's the boxes of food?
No.
Yeah.
Like
I
tear
took
gas
blame
in
on
there
this
and
shit.
shit. Yeah. Oh man.
And I'm just going to scroll through, just so you can keep seeing. He as the other officers took a search and seizure phase 1 and 2. So presumably in that 2-hour class, they should have learned about the Fourth Amendment. They should have recognized that just because someone is located where you're going to, execute a search warrant, that doesn't give you authority to search and seize other people just by mere presence. But we don't know. It was only for 2 hours. So, you go get that in Discovery and find out. It looks like he's also maybe their armorer as well. All right. So now we get to Officer Neal. He's been a police officer since 2023 with American Fork Police Department. And you're going to see a lot of the same defensive tactics after this incident, as you see here from May 12, 2026. Use of force, defensive tactics, active shooter, use of force, restraint instructor course, defensive tactics, more use of force, firearm training, defensive tactics. But again, just as with the other officers, you don't see anything about constitutional rights, First Amendment rights, Fourth Amendment rights. He did get that 2-hour training on search and seizure. Again, we don't really know how in-depth that was. Nicosia, I'm probably botching the name, but you're going to see the same thing. This individual has been a peace officer since 2018.
He's a peace officer.
And
Yeah,
very
I read
similar
that, I'm like,
training.
maybe the
Defensive
subtitles
tactics,
have that
arrest,
wrong. A peace officer?
control, use of force, firearms, more defensive training, more defensive tactics,
Well, at least we know they know how to handle a gun.
firearms,
Yes,
search
hopefully.
and seizure back in 2025
At least,
for
at the very
2
least.
hours. Richardson, you're gonna
So-
I actually
again-
think it's the only thing they know how to do.
Yeah. So these are all cops that were there. He even talks about Tonga, and Tonga was the guy who was like, "We do things differently here," and that
Oh,
guy's
Tonga.
got no
Queer.
that
Yeah.
guy's got no civil rights training either. So
I thought you were
mean,
gonna
but
say he has no civil rights. I'm like, oh damn.
Maybe someday.
maybe they will, yeah. But
Yeah.
no, but you guys kind of get it. It's just like he basically goes through 9 different officers that were involved in, and they don't have civil rights training. It's insane.
The only training is like aggression tactics. That's about it.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's just like, the defense stuff, the shooting stuff, and that's it. And it's a good point for him to bring out, the search and seizure stuff. He's like, I don't know how in depth this was, because you would think that at least if somebody was rudimentary familiar with Fourth Amendment, they would have been like, we can't do that. You know what I mean? Unless they just, unless it was one of the grunts and they just had to follow orders and stuff. But yeah,
Fentanyl's bad, okay? I feel like that's their training. That's literally it.
yeah. So this was
Weirdo.
this is
Coleman.
just like more. Yeah, this is just more stuff that they ended up getting, and this is the last page. Weirdo cult members. Yeah, and look at this. It was sent
Inbred.
to Eamon. Yeah, bro. Look what he says. So let me get this.
You
straight.
guys are all actually retarded.
Yeah.
You all are a bunch of inbred Mormon cult members. Now it all makes sense. You guys are all actually retarded. I kind of feel a bit bad for you now, having such inferior intelligence and genetics and believing that
Inferior
nonsensical,
genetics.
delusional bullshit. Either way, you still suck, and we all hate you and want to watch you sob like the little bitch that you are. And that was an email that Eamon received.
Yeah.
by Marky Mark.
Yeah.
By Mark Marcus. Oh, I like his email, just scrumptious banana.
Oh man, you exposed it. Shut
Honestly,
up, bro.
that was actually a really nice email. It's just funny.
Thank you, man. I worked hard on it. No, I'm just kidding. That's not me.
So that's
I'll be here all night.
I know, right?
That's the last part. That's the last part of the reckless bin lawsuit filing. So we finally reached the end.
There it is. All right,
is there more?
gentlemen.
Is there more letters like that?
There was a
I
bunch
could
that
read
we,
those all day.
There was a couple that I had to scroll past because they do have like people's personal information on it. And I don't
Oh,
wanna,
word.
you know, I
Gotcha.
mean, people can already see it. I mean, it's public record, so I mean, people
Yeah,
are going to see
it's
it
the
anyways.
filing.
They
Yeah,
don't want-
it's at the
But,
bottom of the filing.
it's going to be, yeah, it's in the filing anyways. But you know, just to not focus on it. But this is something I wanted to show you though, Relic, and this is the notice of termination that Crystal received from BAM or from their lawyers, anyways, because see, Denton's
Yeah.
up here. So have you seen this or no?
I haven't seen this. No.
All right, so we'll go ahead and read out here. So notice of termination to BAM Salem 1 LLC, which I guess that was her LLC. So it says the law firm of Denton's, Durham, Jones, and Pinegar PC has been retained by BAM Franchising Incorporated, the franchisor of Bricks and Minifigs, relating to BAM's asserted material breaches of the 2623 franchise agreement between BAM and BAM Salem 1 LLC, BAM Salem 1 franchise agreement. Please consider this letter as BAM's formal documentation of the breaches of BAM's immediate right to terminate the franchise. Please consider this letter as BAM's formal written notice that BAM Salem 1's franchise with Bricks and Minifigs is terminated effective immediately pursuant to Section 14A of the franchise agreement. The defaults and material breaches summarized below separately and collectively justify the immediate termination. Default under franchise agreement Section 14.A of the franchise agreement references BAM's right to terminate the franchise without a right to cure effective immediately and without notice at BAM's discretion. BAM Salem 1 LLC is a default and or material breach of 14A of the franchise agreement inter alia. BAM Salem 1 LLC failed to timely pay royalties to BAM for a total amount of $5,302.10.
That is a lot of royalties.
And then the next one is BAM Salem 1 LLC failed to pay rent and related fees to the landlord for a total amount of $23,197.95.
But like, sorry to cut you off.
No.
When you fail to pay royalties, like if you're like a day late, corporate contacts you and like just asks what's going on, right? And so sometimes just the payment didn't go through. But I want to know, like, by this number, they most likely had, as soon as it hit 10,000 at the very least, they probably had a conversation of like, hey, like we were failing to pay royalties because of this, or like what they did to me when I was like, hey, I want to do this marketing plan, but in order for me to do that, like, can I not pay royalties for like this amount of months, and then I could pay them all back, like in this month, like or this date, and then if you come to agreement, they usually say they said yes to me. So I don't know if they did some sort of agreement like that, and then just never, and then used it against them as well, because that's what they did to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
know?
there's that it's reasonable to assume that maybe they were under the same kind of impression. I mean, given the circumstances.
Because that's a whole lot of royalties to not pay. And from what Crystal claims is that their store wasn't doing very well, but this is almost like for 25,000, that's like almost like 6 months of royalties if their store isn't doing well. Like, to me, your store's not doing well if you're making under 30,000. You know, with the profit margins that they had, definitely if you're not doing at least 30,000, you're barely breaking even, or you're not breaking even at all. Like, I could hit like 30,000 and still be profitable because of the business practices I was doing. You know, I cut off all the vendors, so yeah. I'm not gonna do all that. Dude, think I'm gonna make $6 off 100? That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I do want to see more of the numbers, because 25,000 is a lot in royalties for many stores.
Right.
Okay. So it also says here, BAM Salem 1 LLC failed to pay rent and related fees to the landlord for a total amount of $23,197.85. BAM Salem 1 LLC failed to pay the total balance of $48,893.75 for the purchase of franchise rights and the franchise territory. By signing the franchise agreement, you consented to the immediate termination of this agreement as a result of these material breaches. See Franchise Agreement Section 14.8. As a result of the material breaches, defaults, and BAM Salem One's LLC's subsequent agreement with BAM to surrender the franchise, you are hereby notified that the franchise agreement is terminated effective immediately. Post-termination obligations, BAM will be exercising all of its post-termination rights under Section 15 of the franchise agreement, including appraisal notice to determine fair market value of the assets, purchasing the assets of the franchise, and taking over operations under the marks at the accepted location. See Franchise Agreement Section 15. Point A and E, pursuant to the post-termination provisions contained in Section 15 of the franchise agreement, your obligations upon termination are as follows. You must pay BAM within 15 days after the date of termination the royalty fees, marketing fees, amounts owed for purchase by you from us or our affiliates, interest due on any of the foregoing, and all other amounts owed to us or our affiliates which are unpaid in the amount of $97,393.70. See Franchise Agreement, Section 15.B. You must pay BAM liquidated damages equal to the average monthly royalty fees paid by you during the 12 months immediately preceding the period multiplied by the remaining months in the terms of the franchise agreement. See Franchise Agreement Section 15B. Cease using BAM's marks. See Franchise Agreement 15C. Cease to identify yourself either directly or indirectly as a current or former franchisee, Bricks and Minifigs store or licensee or dealer of BAM or our affiliates. See Franchise Agreement Sections 15C. And let's see, return to BAM all sign faces, signed cabinets, marketing materials, forms, invoices, and other materials containing any mark or otherwise identifying or relating to a Bricks and Minifigs store, and allow us without liability to remove all these items from your store. See Franchise Agreement 15 C. Let's see, franchise or cancel all fictitious or assumed name or equivalent registrations relating to your use of any mark. And see Section 15 CII. Deliver all materials and supplies identified by the marks in full cases or packages to BAM for credit, and dispose of all other materials and supplies identified by the marks within 30 days of termination. See Franchise Agreement 15 CV. So what I want to ask you is, did you receive something like similar to this when they, did what they did to you from the Denton's people?
Yeah, I actually am looking at my termination letter right now as you're reading it.
Oh wow! Are there similarities? Do you find any similarities with hers and yours, like in alleging here?
So does it say how much they're fining her beyond the stuff that they claim she owes them? The $97,000 is what, in addition to liquidated damages?
Yeah,
so what's the total?
In addition to liquidated damages, so let me see. So
yeah, the math checks out with those three.
Yeah,
that's what kind of pisses me off, because to me they put $70,000 of fines, $70,895.58 of fines that of like remaining years, I guess.
Yeah.
But the sections that, let's see, 14, they did use the section 14A on me quite a bit. The breach of lease, the failure to make payments, repeated breaches, and other conduct is what says in my agreement. But there are some similarities. But it's that's the funny thing. They couldn't. First off, they got my name wrong. My last name, they misspelled it. Second, they didn't put like where it says the LLC failed to pay. They didn't do that, which I find interesting on my termination letter.
So the other thing I think is interesting about this, and correct me if I'm wrong here, they seized your store on the 13th, right? Or was it?
Hold on, let me see.
I'm trying to think.
By the time I got this letter was December 12th, 2024.
Okay.
That's the day I got this letter.
Okay, so
So
you got
that's the official seizure of the store.
Okay, want to check
So
something.
a month after they got that letter, I got a letter.
Okay, let me see. Let me see something here real quick. I'm trying to remember because I always forget dates.
But they seized the store a few months beforehand and then sent this letter on the 14th of November.
That's
Because
what
they
it seems
kicked.
like.
Then that means
It was October that they seized the store.
yeah. So then they couldn't have kicked Crystal out until she receives this letter.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Is just like isn't this
That's
like a
so
whole month
weird.
after? When they send it, yeah, because
Yeah.
I would think you would send this beforehand, right?
Yeah, like the reason why Brandon was out there, well, from what I found out afterwards, was Brandon was out there to make sure after I got the letter, I didn't like come in the middle of the night, steal the store, file bankruptcy, and liquidate. And
Oh
I
yeah,
told
that's
him,
right. That's right.
yeah, and that's why he was there to make sure that I didn't do anything crazy after I got the letter. So, like, it would have made sense if Brandon got there and then waited for the letter to be sent out to Crystal and be like, "Here's your notice. Check your email, and now this is my store." But that's nuts.
So John,
And that means that for whole first month, like, of them seizing it, it would have been, I guess, under Crystal still, like,
Still
legally.
technically, yeah, legally.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Because I find
So
that
they-
weird too. So I'm thinking, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
isn't this like a whole month after they actually kicked her out of the store?
I think it's actually 2. I think it was like end of September.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm not clear on because I know it was either September, October where all this shit went down.
Yeah, because around this time, November 14th, like, that's when I was having phone calls with corporate.
And when did you receive your letter of the termination? How long after did you say again? After your store was seized? Or was
So
it-
like when Brandon got there, he got there like December 8th or whatever the like that week was, but it was the week of December 12th. And I had it. They told me that they were gonna pay rent for the month of December. And then I'm like, okay, I'm running it. I'm waiting for this guy to fly out. He got there, and then I received the letter like 3 days after he was there. So he was doing inventory and stuff for 3 days, taking meetings, whatever it was. And then,
That's so weird.
and then I got the letter. I got the letter while he was still in the store.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
again, I would go
John,
ahead, Dora.
do you remember when this guy went to go be the secret shopper to check out that store,
Yes.
Crystal store? Do you remember
Yes.
what month that was?
I don't remember specifically. Wasn't it I want to say it was September because
Right.
I
I think
believe
it was.
September, right? Because they said it was a couple weeks before, and then I believe the store was seized in October.
Mm-hmm.
So it was right. It was in September when he went to go do the secret shopper thing, right?
I believe so. I think it was like September, and then this is getting dropped. It seems preemptive, and it seems like our theory that this is a little more sinister than any regular business transaction gone south. Kind of lines up a little more and more with stuff like this. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, it just seems
Do you
weird.
agree?
Yeah.
Oh, I agree 100%. Like,
Yeah.
it's just now that I see this date that this is I don't think they had any right to take over her store at that time, like to just come in and do it. They didn't have any. So, did you guys get to watch the interview with that I did the other day with the employee?
With your employee,
I haven't
Yeah.
had a chance yet.
So
I haven't finished it. I have to finish it. I'm like
So they
halfway
did
done.
a hostile takeover. Like when I bought the store, it was corporate, but before that, it was owned by somebody else. And they did a hostile takeover with that guy, and they
Right.
flew out somebody from corporate, and like planned to lock that guy out of his store. And then he called the cops, and the cops was like, "Yo, you don't have any paperwork from your lawyer. This guy, his name is on the lease of this mall. This is his store. He has the LLC. You guys don't have any paperwork to kick him out. So, yeah, you have no grounds. You guys are like corporate are the ones that have to leave." And then corporate had to get all their crap together to get him to kick him, do the hostile takeover.
Yeah.
So it's weird that like it's super weird that they just told her to leave, and then
A whole month later, a whole
Yeah,
month passes.
Yeah, maybe even 2 months later got this freaking letter.
Yeah, that's wild. And
Very
that's probably
interesting. Very interesting.
That's probably why she's suing. So, yeah, that's wild, man.
It was preemptive. I feel like.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Well, it's also like, again, speculation. Like maybe Josh and Brandon might be using this. Like, oh, the haunting is back.
Yeah, it sounds like water, like or a wind
Yeah.
tunnel, or yeah.
Like Josh and Brandon could possibly use that month before she got the letter. Like, oh yeah, she just abandoned the store.
Yeah.
Like we told her to leave that day, but we didn't tell her to really leave. You know, like they could be make up a whole bunch of crap with this.
Well, again, yeah, and
know.
there's no reason to believe any of them because again, especially when it comes to these guys, like you were saying earlier in the stream, like I believe for sure, yeah, that they even lie amongst themselves because when you see the footage of like Matt McNeff talking to CoffeeZilla and he's like, I don't see any of that stuff on my list, and CoffeeZilla showing him pictures. It's like, well, this stuff was there. It was there. Here are the pictures. These were time stamped. The metadata proves that they were time stamped. It's just like they were in the store. And he has no idea what he's talking about. And it's just like, I think Brandon went in there, and once they were out of the store, he probably went was to the back. Yeah, went to the back. Got all the high-end stuff out of the back, right?
And who's to say what time he took pictures? Like you can manipulate that. That's why I want to see the camera footage of like, did he move some sets around to make it look empty?
Yeah, and that's
some stuff on the count. Yeah, like.
That's what I'm wondering about too, because I'm wondering, did he wait till after they were kicked out, right? Raid the safe, okay? Raid the safe for all the high-end stuff, and raid the shelves for all the high-end stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And then decide to take pictures, right? After he had already gotten the stuff out of the way to be like, oh, look, it was empty, see?
Yeah.
Because the other thing too, again, in CoffeeZilla's video, there's no mention whatsoever when they talk about Brandon's photos. There's no mention whatsoever about them being timestamped at all with metadata or otherwise. So he could have very easily taken those pictures after he had, modified the look of the store to make it seem like it was emptier than what it was when he was there.
Oh, hold up. So, I have something interesting that I never noticed on my notice of termination. They said, "Dear Mr. and Mrs. Messer."
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That is weird.
What the freak?
Because I mean, you own the store, right? Just you.
Yeah, and I don't know any Messers.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, that wasn't the previous people.
Nope, not even.
So wait a minute. They could have cut and pasted a terminate. It sounds to me like they might have cut and pasted, right?
Yeah.
A termination letter and just, forgot to put the name of the person. They probably changed a couple things in terms of what they were taking. They were using a template, basically.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, a template, and they just didn't change the right name. So is that termination even like fucking correct? It's not even your name. I'm just kidding.
Like my last name is misspelled.
That too.
So wait a minute.
So
is there any? Could that potentially be any grounds for any kind of? I know you said you don't want to do any kind of litigation. You know what I'm saying, because of how stressful.
Yeah, no. Now that I'm like reading this, I'm like maybe I got some.
Yeah, because I was gonna say it should be null and void. It's not even the right fucking name. How do you fuck that one up?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if you got something there.
Something interesting nonetheless, though. I'm intrigued. Every day we find out new things. That keeps this more.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth following up on.
I agree.
At least maybe speaking to a lawyer to see if there's anything there, man. So
I wonder what else is in there.
If I knew anybody by the last name Messer.
Yeah.
No affiliation, right? So
nope.
That's interesting. I would wonder. Yeah, I would think, especially considering it wasn't that long ago, if that would invalidate that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, this is 2024, so it hasn't even been 2 years officially yet.
Sheesh.
Oh, dude. We may have found something, chat. I don't know what it means yet, but
I
maybe.
don't know what
Yeah.
it means, but damn.
But maybe it can help our boy Relic here. You know,
Yeah.
so prayers.
Like the more like I start reading my agreements and stuff, like I'm like, yeah, I should get another lawyer to review this, but at the same time, like, I got no money.
No, yeah, it's exhausting. I got you.
Yeah.
I meant to ask you something the other day because I know, like, if there were ever to like escalate to the point where like everyone was able to like do this joint suit thing, would you ever consider it, or are you just like done with it?
So how can I word this? When I talked to Reckless Ben, he asked me about this, and I told him that he could give my information to the proper party to be involved in the lawsuit if they want to talk to me and see if I could be a part of it. But to this day, I've had no phone calls back from anybody
Gotcha.
that
got
is
you.
filing a suit against Bricks and Minifigs. So
Understood.
And again, I'm trying to say things that won't get Reckless Ben in trouble.
No, that's what I'm like, I understand. No need to say more. You're fine.
Yeah. So, and again, I think with the gag order, like Crystal was on a live stream, with I think MLS making law simple. They seem like good guys. They've reached out to me, but they're like, it looks like they're trying to figure out when they could have me on. But she did like kind of mention that she hasn't talked to me, but she would like to. But I haven't talked to Crystal or any other owners ever since I talked to Reckless Ben. Actually, I've had a few DMs, and I won't say like where their store was, but from some people who like are having a tough time that put money into Bricks and Minifigs, and they're in the middle of bankruptcy or something like that, and like I want to talk to them more because I said like today I just figured out there's a spam section in Instagram,
Right.
and there was
Yeah.
All right.
Well, if you ever get that squared away and you end up on those shows, let us know. You know, we'll support you guys. So share it around and everything.
Yeah. Maybe we can
We're not that big, but we'll do whatever we can to help. I swear.
And it's one of the reasons why I asked so many questions about Crystal's business practices and like all these numbers. Like I want to see a lot because I also don't want to like, again, not saying I'm not on her side, but I don't want to get on a case that somebody doesnn't have all their ducks in a row against people who are being dishonest, you know?
For sure.
It's
like,
smart.
We're gonna be going over her papers next. Now that we reached the end of Ben's.
Yeah.
So, but I just wanted to read this real quick from Professor Sideburns with the New Zealand 5. Appreciate it. Legally minded, we're pretending to be lawyers or wonder if Denton's actually helped write those terminations. I guess that remains to be seen. We'll have to see on that. But we're getting to the end here.
Yeah.
We're getting to the end here, Chad. So before we do, though, I wanted to go over this because this is something we had talked about, we had discussed, and Aura found it and sent it to me. You know what I'm going to bring up, Aura? You know what I'm going to bring up?
Yeah, and so it's long overdue. Please, let's do it.
It's Dan McNeff, Daddy, Papa McNeff, what he said on Facebook.
Big Daddy.
Oh no, don't do it. Anyways, this is now deleted, by the way.
This is in a now deleted post. This is something that Papa McNeff said.
Oh, he deleted it?
Yeah.
Pussy.
Yeah. So it says today's version of a lynch mob could very well be YouTube investigators. At 1.6 years ago, I was the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs. My sons illegally removed me from that position and sued me for control of another company I founded. I have not had anything to do with Bricks and Minifigs since then. Regardless of this, in the last 10 days, I have been given multiple death threats, and 2 days ago, we saw people viewing our home from the hill behind our home with binoculars, and they shot out a big picture window that will cost thousands to replace.
Fuck.
No one stops to investigate truly. They make a lot of assumptions and hurt innocent people. Every one of those Bricks and Minifig stores are independently owned and operated, and they don't deserve to be hurt. Many of the people pushing this whole story have their own Lego stores and want to hurt their competition. So my question is, who watches the watchers? Will Reckless Ben investigate all the innocent people he has hurt and do what he can to help them?
First off, first off, where's the police report
Yep.
on his window?
Right.
Okay, that's what I want to know. Second of all, F this guy. He just like said, "Oh, my sons are crap," but also they're great guys that didn't do anything wrong, and it's all reckless Ben.
Yep. And these were some of the responses to his post. Reckless Ben didn't hurt any of those people. Your son is to blame for the whole thing. All Ben did is expose him. The thing with your sons angers me to this day. I'm sorry to hear this, Dan. May the Lord be with and protect you both. I hope and pray you guys are and will be safe, whatever is happening. Remember, there are those who care for your safety and love of life, sending prayers. So, I mean, obviously, friends and people that are not friends
And
of Dan McNeff.
by the way, Dan McNeff like had a whole family to the side as
What?
Yeah.
So he did some
Like the
FLPS
family
stuff.
that he's talking about, my family's in danger, is not the mother of Matt and Ammon McNeff. Yeah. So, like I said before, when I was like trying to dig up dirt before I got into the franchise, I was like trying to figure out, am I like getting in with like good people or whatever?
Yeah.
Even people that were on his side was like, oh yeah, like he's not the most honest person, but he's a good guy. Like he has a way of like getting people to be on his side and also understanding that he's a piece of crap.
But like, I'm over here. Like, how the fuck do you see people spying on you with binoculars? That means they're far as shit.
Yeah,
They're using binoculars.
does that mean, did you have a sniper? Did you have a binocular? How are you seeing them, dude?
I'm over here like,
like-
thank God I'm not in that situation, because I would be like, is that a guy with binoculars watching me? Like, fucking. Like, but anyway, like, I don't know. And the thing is, what is it? If that thing is not deleted, I can't find that shit. So just throwing that out there. I don't know if it is or not. If anyone else can find it, just let me know. But I couldn't find it again. I just already had that screenshot.
Yeah. Oh, I heard it had been deleted. I think you had mentioned it, but I think other people had mentioned it too. But or not. Maybe it isn't. Maybe he just privated his Facebook page or something.
Because I cannot find that post anymore. So I'm just like, I don't know what happened to it.
As much as people want to try to like put like Matt and Ammon are crap because of this, they're crap because of what they're doing, but because of the whole father thing, I could guarantee you their father is probably much worse, and he's trying to figure out a way to make money off this.
I can see it.
Yeah. I mean, he got basically betrayed by his sons. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he was also doing some pretty ill stuff.
That's why I try to like point out, like, I don't know when Matt and Ammon became crap. You know, like everybody was a good guy at one point.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know when they crossed that line.
Well, that's the thing. They might have, again, they say the path to hell is paved with good intentions. So once upon a time, they might have been good dudes that were looking to do the right thing, but that they lost. Yeah. They got lost along the way.
Yeah. So like, I'm not gonna say like, oh, them suing their dad was like completely evil. Because hey, like we should look at all the legal proceedings that led up to that. What was testified, what was said, and what was proven or disproven.
Yeah.
Because then, if he really deserved to be sued by his own sons, then great, like they did a good business move.
Yep.
But like again, like it's to highlight that unfortunately they got family that sucks, and it's probably made them suck, and now they are trying to destroy innocent people's lives, and they don't understand the damage they're doing to innocent people who invested in them. Correct. And also against Reckless Ben and Brian.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. So yeah, well, we went over a little bit of it, and we'll probably finish it on a future stream if you want to come back for that too, so you can see, because we got about a quarter of the way through it, or maybe close to halfway through it, and pretty interesting stuff. They basically were whistleblowers, so you know that's something we could cover on a future stream. But now I'm very interested in looking into Crystal's case, which is probably what we will start initially covering on the next stream, because there's been quite a few filings in her case so far. And the last thing I saw was that they were ordered to do mediation, arbitration. So we'll see how that goes.
What's been bothering me is that we've been hearing nothing about Brandon and Josh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all been quiet on that front.
It's very, very quiet, and that doesn't sit well with me,
Yeah, I'm sure that there's somewhere in the background. I mean, if they're,
I think they parted ways with them.
I don't know what happened. My
Yeah, it's the internet, I
Can you hear
think.
us now? Can you hear us? Can you hear us okay?
That was, yeah, I could hear you guys okay. Like my computer just freaked out.
Yeah, it like blipped. I saw it. I saw it happen.
Yeah.
Wait, wait.
But
Oh, go ahead. Finish your thoughts, Sora.
oh no, I was just gonna say I think they kind of let them go so that way they can like, you know what I mean? Like keep them away and keep eyes off them and whatever else is going on. They're probably up to some shit in the background. But remember, as soon as they were like, we're cutting ties with Brandon and Josh, like everyone kind of left them alone, except CoffeeZilla. So
Yeah, no, and I don't want to leave them alone because they need to be held. You know, their feet need to be held to the
Like-
fire too.
And that's the thing. Like we should still keep with the focus on Matt and Ammon, but
Yeah,
I guarantee you, they are probably doing worse things that nobody even knows about.
yep,
Like
I
Josh
believe
and
it. I
Brandon
believe it.
are disgusting.
Yeah.
I believe it.
yep, and they need to be held to account too. So, but we'll go ahead and wrap up the stream here. Stick around afterwards, Relic. But yeah, we appreciate you guys coming on tonight and hanging out with us. It's always a good old time. We'll be starting the Crystal Gorman lawsuit probably in the next stream, and we'll be going over all those filings and see where we're at. So, and hopefully, hey, hopefully we helped you find something that's going to be useful to you, Relic. So,
Yes.
anything we can do to help you, man, just let us know. We're glad to do. But
Yes.
yeah, as always, we appreciate you guys hanging out, and we hope you guys will have a fantastic evening and catch us on the next stream. We'll be back tomorrow night. So
Thanks for
yeah.
chilling with us. Y'all take care.
And don't forget to hit the like button, guys.
Yeah.
Don't
Yep.
forget.
Make sure you have the notifications on and all that good stuff. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll wrap here. You guys have a great night.
Good night.